Live from PBS Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Milwaukee Tonight. With special guest John Sparrow. With musical performances by Barbara Steffen and Pete Mack. And now, here's your host, Andrew Kerr.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Andrew Kerr, and welcome to Milwaukee Tonight. We'd like to thank you so much for joining us. I hope you're all having a good night. I'm very excited to be making my television debut here tonight. I'd like to thank my stepdad for introducing me to Ludacris and Pearl Jam, and my mom for the box of rice-a-roni that kept me fed another night. Amidst the pandemic, it's hard to find a paying gig. This isn't one either, but at least it's somewhere warm for me to sit for a few hours. I recently bought a new car. There's no punchline here. I just want my parents to know that I'm okay. I haven't spoken to them in a few weeks, but I'm sure that my mom is watching this now since I promised her this was the new around-the-corner time slot. With that out of the way, let's move on to some news. Over the weekend, winter finally started in Wisconsin. A polar vortex swept through the state, freezing everything. On Sunday morning, the temperature in Milwaukee was 20 degrees lower than the temperature in Anchorage, Alaska. In related news, on Sunday, local birds were seen migrating north for the winter. Last Thursday, in Wisconsin, Governor Tony Evers issued a new mask mandate, just an hour after the state legislature repealed the last one. Honestly, what was once a cool Western standoff has kind of turned into a tired game of Uno, where two players just keep playing reverse cards. Mask, no mask, mask, double mask. When he repealed the mask mandate, Republican Majority Leader Jim Steinke said, "I know you want to make it about masks. It's not. It's about the rule of law." I feel fairly confident that it's about the masks. Maybe there's something I'm missing here. Governor Evers just announced on Sunday morning that he would also like to legalize marijuana for medicinal and recreational use in Wisconsin. Such a proposal would give him the opportunity to finally live in the state that he represents instead of sneaking off to Illinois every weekend. You know, come to think of it, the only difference between Tony Evers and my cousin is just a few $1 million. It's been almost 2 weeks since the American Family Field sign replaced the Miller Park sign, and people are still not thrilled about this change. I mean, considering people still haven't moved on from calling it County Stadium. I think they'll be okay, but actually we're just receiving word now that that the name is being changed to David Gruber Sucrose Tablet Distribution Center, Family Park Field, and Fun Zone. The price of beer is now being changed to $14 a glass to help fund an even larger sign. On Sunday, Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers was awarded his third most valuable player award. 2 more of those and he'll be eligible for an Aaron Rodgers jersey from NFLshop.com. I didn't know that they gave those to people who didn't make the championship, but I can't wait to see my 7th grade choir teacher in the running for the award next year. Best of luck to Tom Brady, though. After Super Bowl Sunday, we learned that John Cena is now the spokesperson for the new Mountain Dew flavor. I just find it fitting that John Cena is the new Kool-Aid man for a next generation of man-children and Call of Duty fanboys who can't help but throwing a couple holes in their drywall after losing a match to 14-year-olds. And finally, on Tuesday, it was announced that Summerfest would be moved to September. Feelings on this change are mixed, but we can all agree that it's yet another September event that we can blame on a past president. We've got a great show for you here tonight. Later on, we'll hear some great local music, but first, let's get to our interview. Our guest tonight is a longtime Milwaukee resident and drummer for the Violent Femmes. Please welcome Mr. John Sparrow.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
it's good to
pleasure.
see you.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah. So I
still call it County Stadium, by the way.
You do?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. Well, so you've been living in Milwaukee for a long time.
My whole life.
Really?
I grew up in the south side of Milwaukee. I live in the North Shore now, but yeah, always my whole life.
Wow.
Never wanted to leave.
So you really like the city and how it all.
I love the city.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a really proud Milwaukeean. You know what I mean? And I mean, certainly in a dream world, and certainly maybe in the future, I would love to move to New York. I'm a city boy for sure. You know, but always very proud of Milwaukee. You know.
Yeah.
The local arts, music, in small business. Of course, they're taking a hit right now, but. Very proud of my city.
Yeah,
yeah,
you
I
really
always
love
loved it. Yeah,
the culture of it. And,
absolutely,
and
the history. Yeah, of course. Yeah. I love it here.
So we saw on Instagram that you consider yourself a bit of a mixologist.
Well, short of a 7 and 7, or like an old fashioned growing up on the South Side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I collaborated with my girlfriend. It was like a contest, online contest using Central Standard. It was kind of a take on the penicillin. Mm-hmm. Yeah, using their stuff. Actually, and it's funny because I was turned on to them because at the time when COVID started, the hand sanitizer they were making. So we went there and we, of course, stocked up on all the booze, but then picked up the hand sanitizer and all that. Yeah, that was kind of what drew me to them, so to speak.
Yeah. And you're also a father, is that correct?
I am to two boys, 11 and 13. My son thought I was going to be on PBS Kids today, so I'm letting him down. But yeah, and it's tough because they're doing the homeschooling, the pandemic, and everything. So
yeah, has that been tough to try to keep them on their schoolwork and all that?
Very tough, very tough. But because we're not touring, the Femmes aren't touring at all. I'm home and I can do that, and I can kind of learn, I'm relearning a lot of math and things like that I, you know what I mean?
Stuff that's kind of gone
that
to
I was
the
never
wayside.
good at when I was in school,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, more specific, like, what is it like when you are at touring and having to also be a father? Do you feel like there's ever, is it difficult to deal with that time away when you are touring?
Time away from the kids?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, it's funny because I have this thing where when I'm on the road, when I see people with children, I don't look at them because it makes me miss my kids.
Yeah.
I get kind of sad feeling, and if I see kids watching cartoons or something on the airplane, I don't look. You know what I mean? Because it reminds me of my kids.
Just to kind of keep away from that feeling.
Yeah, get homesick. For my kids. But I love touring. I miss it. Gosh, I miss it bad.
Yeah, it's a tough time. That
we all do. We all are, I think, hurting in some way.
So, what does that schedule look like when you're like? How much time on versus time off do you have?
It really all depends. We could go out for maybe 1 or 2 months at a time and then be home for 4 months. It really kind of depends on Gordon and Brian, what they might have going on in their personal life, or what offers are coming in. Festival season, going to Australia. So that would occupy us for a couple months in our winter, which is their summer.
Right. So you said your kids were 11 and 13 now?
Yeah.
Do you like this age more, or do you like them when they were a little bit younger?
I'll get back to you on that one. I don't know.
I can imagine dealing with these
it's hit or
preteens.
miss. Yeah. It is nice now as they're getting older. They're kind of understanding things. They're teaching me things,
right.
How to use Instagram. No, Dad, you're supposed to go up to the top. That's how you switch the other account.
You get in the DMs and.
Yeah.
So, as far as like being a father, when you're on the road and all that, do you go out of your way to like FaceTime with them, or?
They don't have time for me. They're too busy. Yeah, I'll text them and maybe I'll FaceTime or call, but yeah, they're at that age where they're kind of too busy for me.
All right. Well, we'll be right back with more John Sparrow after this. I'd like to welcome local artists from Waukesha, Barbara Steffen and Pete Mack.
I like the way you reach for me, and I feel your fingers running through my hair just like you were there. thought that was your hand touching mine, but I say that it was just the wind playing with my mind again. They say that it's all in my mind. They say that it will just take time, but they can't see what I can see. It's not for them, it belongs to me. The shadows moving in the hall. I hear you speak and I'm not frightened at all. It's not that I can let you go, but I just can't ignore the footsteps on the floor. I see you in your favorite chair by the fireside. I wonder what the light reflects, since the world you've gone is the next. I have to keep this secret safe, keep it inside. They just might take me away. I would ache for you every day. Oh, 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 they say that it's all in my mind. They say that it will just take time, but they can't see what I can see. It's not for them, it belongs to me. The shadows moving in the hall. I hear you speak and I'm not frightened at all. It's not that I can let you go, but I just can't ignore the footsteps on the floor. It's all in my mind. They say that it will just take time, but they can't see what I can see. It's not for them, it belongs to me. The shadows moving in the hall. I hear you speak and I'm not frightened at all. It's not that I can let you go, but I just can't ignore the footsteps on the floor.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with John Sparrow. How you doing, John? That's good. That's good. So, you are the drummer for the Violent Femmes now?
I
is
am.
that
That's
correct?
correct. Yes.
Okay. And how long have you been with them?
I started with them in 2005. Brian actually brought me in. I started playing cajon first. It's like a wooden box. Mm-hmm. He brought me in to kind of beef up the low end with the band. So I came in and it was the original three guys, and I was playing behind Victor De Lorenzo, the original drummer. So I was blindly auditioned at Brian's home, and I said, what's going on here? You know, like, why am I playing Femme songs with you? What's I don't get this, you know? So he gave me a piece of paper. He said, call the tour manager. We're going on the road. I'm like, with who? He's with the Femmes. I said, oh, okay. Fortunately, I knew that whole album, the first album. I knew it front and back. I'd been playing since I was a teenager in the basement to it. So
Right.
I was like, well, all right, at least I know the songs, you know. And I didn't know I was being auditioned or anything. So that was for a number of years. I just played cajon with them, and then Victor had left the group, and then we had another drummer, Brian Viglione from Dresden Dolls, for a short time. He left, and then I just told Brian, I said, hey, listen, why don't I just do all this? And that was it. And my first official gig was playing on the Stephen Colbert Show.
Really?
Playing the barbecue, yeah.
Wow. So I also heard here that you opened with the Killers for the Pfizer film.
Yeah, that was
grand
really cool. Yeah. And I'm proud to say that I was the first person to play a note there because we had opened up. So
That must be a real cool feeling.
yeah.
you know.
So the song starts with drums. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I can proudly say that as a Milwaukee guy, you know, I got to be the first musician to play the first note in that venue, which is fantastic venue.
Yeah.
I hope we can get back to doing things there. You know.
It would be real nice to get us all back into
For
those
sure.
stadiums.
Yeah, for sure.
So you said you were on the Colbert Show.
Yeah, Stephen Colbert Show. Yeah, it was my first gig, and we played. I think we played something from the new album at the time, and then we played "Blister in the Sun," and Stephen Colbert actually sang it with us,
Oh, that's very
which
cool.
was really cool. Yeah, really cool guy.
So as a
experience.
musician, being a musician for as long as you have, what do you think that the Violent Femmes has influenced you most, or do you think that there's other groups that really bleed into the way that you play and the things that you do?
Absolutely. I mean, they're a huge influence, I think, for so many musicians. But I mean, they're only one part of it. You know, I grew up with jazz, all different types of rock, progressive rock, even polka music. You know what I mean?
Right.
My dad's was a polka drummer. He played with Frankie Yankovic. So that's kind of how I got into it. You
Yeah.
know? I played many a polka gigs. I mean, I'm in Milwaukee, of course, right?
Right. So like, where do you kind of hang out now when you put something on, when you're popping a CD in or throwing on a Spotify playlist? What are you listening to?
That's a great question. I don't listen to. I listen to a lot of yacht rock.
Really?
Yeah, I'm kind of a sucker for that. Or, you know, I'll get on a kick and I'll think about a record that, you know, I was really into at some period of time. And then my poor girlfriend has to hear that album, you know, at 11. But, I don't listen to too much. Like, I just found out who The Weeknd was.
Really?
That's how lame I am. Yeah. But, it's mostly in the background. Like, if I'm in the kitchen cooking or something, playing a bunch of music.
You tend to sit a little bit groovier, maybe lead into funk a little bit.
Yeah. But I don't sit around and just jam out like I used to. You know? And it's not because I don't like music. It's just kind of my lifestyle.
Yeah. Things change, things evolve, things move.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were talking about playing the grill.
Yeah.
I have a grill here. Would you mind giving us a little demonstration of that?
Oh, well, I would love to. Let me put in my earpiece. And what are you going to play?
I'm going to sit tentatively by and
Oh,
watch
no, I thought we were going to jam.
maybe add some vocalists behind.
Fantastic. All right.
Very cool. So, what led you to wanting to do that?
It actually happened by mistake. We had been playing a TV thing in Montreal in Canada, and it was just on the soundstage.
Very
And Brian
cool.
Ritchie said, well, hey, why don't you just play that instead of snare drum?
John Sparrow, everybody. We'll be right back with more music in just a sec. Once again, Barbara Stephen and Pete Mack.
Don't you worry, no, don't you worry about us. I know that sometimes it looks like it's gonna storm, but if you could only see, if you could only see inside of my heart, you would know that everything would be so clear. 'Cause when I look into your eyes, I feel sunshine. I hear your laughter. I know something good is coming. You're making me want to promise that forever, you know I'm gonna be there. We gotta believe, don't look so far into the future. No, we're not meant to look down the road. No. The only thing that is real is today. That's what I'm living for. Oh, to me, you know that everything is so very, very clear. 'Cause when I look into your eyes, I feel sunshine. I hear your laughter. I know something good is coming. You're making me want to promise that forever, you know that when I look into your eyes, I feel sunshine. I hear your laughter. I know that something good is coming. You're making me want to promise that forever, you know. Oh no, there will always be something that goes between us. Ooh, if we could stand just a little bit, if you wanna stay alive, we need a little rain. Ooh, yeah. 'Cause when I look into your, oh, when I look into your, 'cause when I look into your eyes, when I look in your eyes, oh, I feel beautiful, baby. You know you make me want to promise forever. You know that when I look into your eyes, oh, I know that something good is coming. You know you make me want to promise forever. You know I'm gonna be there.
That's all the time we have for you tonight. I'd like to give a big thanks to John Sparrow, Barbara Stephan, and Pete Mack for joining us. I hope you all have a great night. Stay safe, stay warm, and we'll see you again real soon. Good night, everyone.